First opened in 2017, there's a look at the beautiful state-of-the-art Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, GA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Los Angeles Rams and the Atlanta Falcons. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Set, ready, 90, roll. Gotcha. Pilot, 64, weak.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Freeman again, a first down carry. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. On the stop was Aaron Donald. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain. On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 25-yard line.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone?
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Rams' 26-yard line.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Check 52. Check 9. Check 9. Hey, switch gears. Switch gears. Watch the eye. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. He's checking. He's checking. He's checking. Crash. Crash. 36. 36.
They run. Devontae Freeman. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. They'll try to capitalize on play number 11 of this opening drive. 3rd and goal. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Looking for the end zone. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 23. Back home, it's the first carry for the former Georgia Bulldog, Gurley. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
I got him. Check Maverick. Check hot. Shoot. Watch the chopper.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That's a gain of 13, 1st down Rams. With that last carry, he's now over 8,000 career rushing yards.
All right, big applause. Lots of clapping for this one, right? Think about it this way. Along the way, he has passed Hall of Famer Terrell Davis, and now he's starting to approach another Hall of Famer in Larry Zonka.
And some room to maneuver. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a 1st down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 1st down, it's Gurley. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And gets by him, and now a little daylight. Touchdown, L.A. Todd Gurley. His 2nd touchdown on the season as they are now on the board here in the first half.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit that sack to Dante Fowler Jr. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Aaron Donald with a sack.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to go for into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
The first down run with Gurley, good for only about 3. It's 2nd down now. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out.
61, matchbox lights.
Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
And to give this time to the tailback. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll try the air now with Goff. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Goff going to hand it to Gurley. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down. So now the Rams send out the field goal team here. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And this one is right down Broadway. But hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Following the penalty, it's Gurley. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Todd Gurley with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Rams have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7.
14, Falcons 7.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Come on.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
At the 26-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Back to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dante Fowler able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I don't know about you, but if I'm the offensive line coach right now, I'm having an absolute fit. This team that they're going against has 3 sacks, yet they're ranked dead last in the league in sacks coming into this game.
Maybe overlooked them a little bit?
Could be. I don't know if it's the scheme. I don't know if they've just gotten fortunate along the way. I have no real great answer for it, but we're seeing something you don't often see.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they fell behind early, but since then, 2 touchdowns and a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, they found the end zone on their first 2 drives, and even more so after the defense gave up the first lead. But these last 2 drives, obviously they inspired their D because they shut them down the last time out. They hope to continue that string.
Let's get it.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit, thanking him for that much space to rumble.
Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Here we go. 120. 2 for 1. 2 for 1.
On the toss, it's Gurley. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. 5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down.
58, boys, 58, 58, Mike.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. Go, go, go.
From the 50, it's gone. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. An update from a game going on in Indianapolis. The Broncos have taken the early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. 14 seconds, all that's left of this first half as they come up on first down. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. Second and 3. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They have the lead, now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Another carry now for Gurley. And an alley to run. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 37 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Two times.
Ric Flair.
They'll try a handoff right with Gurley. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
We go tight. 180.
Let's go deep, tighten it.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Big gap. He's coming. We got double up.
Now they try the right side here. He will push his way down to about the 14. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
20. BC.
Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Block 20.
Mike 58, right there.
Shell.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
At the 33-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Freeman again. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. After the penalty, here's Freeman. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here. After 1st and 2nd down went backwards, it's 3rd and very long. He'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And the pressure gets to him again.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Check 13. Check 13.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Trying to lay one up deep. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position.
Here we go. 180. Value 1.
Now Gurley. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off the game.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Check 24, check 24.
Hey, tell. Recon, 132 fighter.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Cut. 120.
Hey, pick your game up. Watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end to the left. Hey. 4 down. 49, check 49.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 3, he got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. So now the Rams send out the field goal team here. This to make it a 3-score game late. And this one is right through. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On third down, they'll run it with Gurley. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Here comes the Rams punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Pulled in at the 24. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 47. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
First down, Rams.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
They run. It's Gurley. Gurley's got the first down and then some. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That one 28 yards on the ground.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Here we go. 180. Tiger, tiger.
From the red zone now, Goff. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Takk McKinley made his way into the backfield.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Gurley. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
White 20. Ric Flair. Merlin. SOS.
3rd and long. It's gone. His throw caught at about the 5. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Rams tack on to their advantage.
Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head.
But that's
the virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost.
Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, 79 yards. And the Falcons cut into that lead. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. And he missed it. It wouldn't have mattered. They were going to lose either way, but the game ends strangely on a missed PAT. Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, you know. Didn't really matter. Scoreboard was pretty well set, but they still competed until the final whistle.
So for Los Angeles, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they too will leave here at 1-3. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.